Hello and welcome back to North Meadow Farm. It's winter right now, so I thought I'd go over how we care for our rabbits during the winter and showing you guys just a general idea of how to care for rabbits outdoors, especially in colder climates like we are here in Vermont. And our way of doing it isn't necessarily the only way of doing it, but it's something you want to consider. We follow the House Rabbit Society guidelines that say minimum 2 feet by 4 feet for all enclosures. For rabbits, all of our enclosures are at least 2 feet by 4 feet, if not bigger. The enclosure I'm about to show you is actually 3 feet by 8 feet, and it's 2 levels. Yeah, so this is our one of our hutches. We have 2 identical ones. This one houses Pumpkin and Tater, who are 2 Flemish giant mixes. Those guys right there. So as you unlimited piles of hay, as well as they get water out of a bowl here. And we just have to make sure to change it frequently so it doesn't freeze, because it's still liquid now, but we always keep an eye on it. And then they have their pellet bowl there. They didn't finish their pellets from this morning, but they have them there if they want to finish them. Although they like our homegrown hay so much that they prefer to eat that most of the time. And then continuing next door to them, we have some of our does. So that's Maple, Clover, Saturn, and Juniper. And they have the same exact setup as Pumpkin and Tater, same hutch and everything. But their feeder is on the door, and before people wonder, we do not fill the feeder all the way up. We put their amount of pellets that they should have. You know, there's 4 rabbits in there, so it ends up being almost full, but it's for them to be sure. And then over here we have Pooh Bear. So Pooh Bear is actually one of the super sweet little mini Rex rabbits that we have available for sale right now. He's 3.5 months old, and he's super friendly. You see, the second I opened the door, he came right forward. And he has his water bowl and his feeder right there. And this hutch is 2 feet by 5 feet, 4.5 feet, something like that. So it is the proper size for him for now, and all of our rabbits also get out of cage playtime every day. And he's super sweet, so if you're interested, come check him out. Yeah, and then over here we have Alex, and Alex is Pooh Bear's brother, who's also available. So his is a 4 foot by 2 foot duplex. So he's in one of those. And then we have another rabbit in one of them too. And so even our smallest hutches are still above the minimum size. And he's super cute, and you just want to give them a lot of bedding that they can snuggle into, because with rabbits, it's not really the cold that's an issue. It's more of just it's more of wet, so you need to make sure it's really dry, and you need to make sure they have an area to get out of the wind. So there's a solid area there, and you also want to give them plenty of bedding to be able to snuggle down into. So there's a big pile of hay down there that you can get all cozy into if Dahlia will stop chewing on everything. Sometimes I think the goats chew more than the rabbits do. Yeah, and then so over here, we have Dude, who's one of our buck rabbits. He's the dad of Pooh Bear and Alex. And he is in one of our brand new 5 foot by 2-foot duplex hutches. And we just got these a couple months ago, and he seems to be liking it pretty well. They're pretty spacious, and they also have the ability to be divided into 2 separate hutches if we have more rabbits that we need to separate, and even then they're still 5 feet by 2 feet without the second level, so it's still above the minimum size, so it gives them plenty of room here. And he has his water bowl and his feeder as well as plenty of hay. And all of our rabbits also have some sort of a chew stick or a chew toy, which is very important to keep their teeth all nice and trimmed and give them something to do. Yeah, and then, so over here, this is Joey. And Joey is a mini lop. And he is very cute. He's a Vienna Mark, which is a pretty fancy coloration. And he has his same setup. And so what we use for bedding, we have some hay on the ground. I don't like using hay feeders because it makes it too hard for them to get the hay out. Oh, and he's stretching right there. And we also use wood shavings. And so wood shavings are a bit controversial. But what's really important to note is we use kiln-dried wood shavings, and wood shavings have to be kiln-dried for them to be safe. If they're not kiln-dried, they're not safe, and no form of cedar is safe. So if it's cedar, then it's not safe. But we use kiln-dried shavings that are not cedar, so they're perfectly safe for the rabbits. And then over here, we have Murphy. And Murphy's a Holland Lop. He's in another one of these same hutches that Dude and Joey are in. And he is a cute little guy. He's very friendly as well. And he actually just finished up his morning veggies. They got some kale this morning. So they also get veggies on a regular basis, which is really important for adult rabbits to give them all the nutrients they need. And he's in this same kind of hutch, and he's pretty cute. So he's just a little buddy. And he's very friendly, so whenever I go in to clean or anything, he's all right up there in your face wanting to get pet and everything. And so over here is our last rabbit. This is Marley. Marley's also a Holland Lop. And she is in one of the 4x2 and 2 level hutches that that Alex was in. And she's pretty cute looking too. She's what's known as a broken Frosty, because she has that gray nose and the gray ears, but she's white everywhere else, except for her tail too. And she's pretty cute. And so some of you might be wondering why some of our rabbits live together and some of our rabbits live alone. And it simply comes down to some of them don't get along with each other. For example, any buck rabbit, so that's a male rabbit that's an adult that's not neutered, cannot live with any other rabbits. So Murphy, Joey, and Dude cannot live with other rabbits because they are non-neutered adult males. Pumpkin and Tater are both males, but they are also both neutered, so they're fine to live with each other. And then females can live with each other if they're not fixed, but it's never a guarantee. So we have those 4 does over there that you saw earlier that are able to happily live together, but Marley does not get along with other rabbits, which is fairly common if they're not fixed. So she just lives alone, and she's perfectly content with that. Yeah, and so that pretty much sums up all the rabbits for right now. And if you have any questions about them, or if you want to come and get one of the babies you have available right now, we're also going to have some Holland Lops from Murphy and Marley in the spring. So if you're interested in any rabbits that we have available, or you just want to come see them, pet them at the petting farm, or see any of the other animals here, then you can feel free to call the farm, give us an email, send us a message, comment on the video, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more cute little farm animal content.